Hey, welcome back, Math Gurus. In this video, we'll be practicing dilations using geometric figures. In real life, you typically get your eyes dilated when you get your eyes examined, and that's just to get a clear picture of the health of your eyes. And the reason your eyes are really blurry is because they enlarged your pupils so they can look. So your two options are shrinking or stretching. In other words, either or you're making smaller or getting bigger. That's another word. So in this case, you're always going to find the scale factor. I mean, there may be an instance where you actually apply a scale factor, but if you're taking a test, you're actually going to just find it. So in this case, it's to find the scale factor. I always tell kids to do new over original. So the original here is 8.5, and then the new amount is 3. And so when you're dealing with scale factor, it's typically represented by K. So if your scale factor is greater than 0, but less than 1, that means it's going to be a reduction. Or it gets smaller, shrink, and then if your scale factor is greater than 1, then that means it's an enlargement. Okay. So typically, it's not seen like this. It's usually with the prime, and prime, it has a little prime, what I call a tick mark. So in this case, the scale factor is 3 over 8.5. We're going to simplify that. 3 divided by 8.5. And you know that we can't divide by a decimal. We move the decimal 1 over because we're really multiplying by 10. We multiply 3 by 10 and you get 30. So now it's 30 divided by 8.5, and I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. So I'll just use the right side to add repeated addition to figure out how many 85s can go into 100. And this strategy really helps because you don't have to start over. I see a lot of kids just keep starting over 85 times 2, 85, this is simpler, in my opinion. You do what works for you. 3 groups of 85 is 255. Obviously, if you have a calculator, that works out pretty nice too. I'll add another 0. And now my new division problem is 450 divided by 85. I will continue using that right side. I'll just keep on adding 85. No point in starting over. So I'm probably not going to get any closer than 425. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just going to stop there and say our scale factor is approximately 0.35 hundredths. Or 35 hundredths, 0.35, whatever, if you want to use proper, which we probably should be using place value, 35 hundredths. All right, let's go on to some practice problem. It says write a rule that describes the transformation. And maybe I should have said dilation. That's okay. All right, so if you notice, there's a smaller shape inside. That is the new one, and we know that because of this little tick mark. And that's what I call it, a tick mark. It's a prime. We're still going to use I call formula new over original. And so the new one has the tick mark. So you don't have to write that little prime symbol. To me, it just kind of helps me remember. So I'm going to put 1, 1. And you don't have to write the whole ordered pair. You can just write X or Y. However, I know sometimes we get confused and in a hurry and make a careless mistake. And so my new ordered pair is 1, 1. The original was 3, 3. So my scale factor is just 1/3. And that makes sense because it did get smaller. All right, so let's go to another one. Write a rule that describes this transformation. Maybe I should have wrote dilation. That's okay. All right, we'll still use our same formula. New over original. And I like the prime just to kind of keep me organized and remember that that's the ordered pair I need. And like I said, you don't actually need the ordered pair. You could just write the X, but I just don't want anyone making a mistake and going, oops, I put the X on one and then the Y on the other. And then for the original B would be 2, 2. And it doesn't matter which one you use. You can use the left side, the right side, the X or the Y. Half of 4 is 2, so the scale factor is 2. And that makes sense. It did get bigger. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped clear up a little bit on dilations. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.